Rabbit Hole Sports Media, Sonoma State Dynasty, back at it again, here with the Seawolves. Hugely successful Season 2, 10 wins, bowl win, pair of wins over local Northern California team, and technically rival in the game. Stanford finished with a number 23 ranking, but we have lost lots of starters. I have decided we are going to force transfer our quarterback TB5 to Ron Barnes, as well as CJ Peaks, and our backup quarterback David DePole. So lots of production to replace is the word, but mission number one is going to be salvaging our recruiting class. But let's go into it with this mindset. There is time to go during the season, time to play, time to go, and there is time to grow, time to get better. And in essence, you're doing both at the same time. Just one enters more of the forefront at different portions of the season. It's time to grow, and that's going to start with bringing in a good crop of players to be a part of our program for the future. So in recruiting, really solid development amongst the guys we have committed already. Ryan Roche, our 4-star tackle, is impact development. Steven Brents, our other 4-star on the defensive line, he is elite development, so that is awesome. That is the quickest and highest one if you're not familiar with the game. Vi Bullocks with the second highest, third of four, at star, and Carlos Moses at just normal. So we get one of each. Normal, impact, star, elite is how it works if you're not familiar. So, hey, pretty good from the 4 guys we got so far. From the portal, we can go after some guys. We're going to try to get 3-star wide receiver Carter Shaw, 3-star wide receiver Matt Clancy from Mizzou, 3-star guard Sean Naa, 3-star guard Marquis Anderson, 3-star middle linebacker Pele Fayoa, and 2-star corner Avery Demery. I apologize if I'm butchering names. I'm so bad. Please forgive me. In the players going pro department from UC Santa Barbara, again, we have no players drafted, but they had plenty. 3 first-round picks, wide receiver Amani Tolles, tight end Trent McCabe, linebacker Joel Glass. In the second round, cornerback Javorius Lumpkin. In the third round, halfback Emil Singer, center Zane Dean, left guard John Turnbull. In the 5th round, defensive tackle Matt Murray. And in the 6th, linebacker Joel Galloway and linebacker Jamello Harris. So one day we will have someone selected. If someone has a great offseason who's going to be a senior, maybe next season, but we're probably still at least a couple of seasons away from that happening. But I'm going to kind of speed through the recruiting. I'm not going to go week by week and kind of break down what's happening, but I will note guys coming in as we add them in the sim, and then go over our final recruiting class. So after the first advance, we added 3-star offensive tackle Larry Folau. Good grief, they need like a name enunciator in the game to let you know what it is, because people like me really struggle. He's from Honolulu, Hawaii. 3-star halfback Thomas Wetzel from Brawley, California. View him as a slot back for us. By the 4th advance, we then added 5 more guys. 1-star defensive tackle Malik Jasmine from Thousand Oaks. 3-star transfer middle linebacker Pele Foau. First ever portal player and a real player, so I should probably put on some broadcast with him playing and find out the pronunciation of the name as we go forward here. But first ever transfer portal player. We also got 3-star receiver Matt Clancy from Mizzou, our 2nd ever transfer portal player. We also added 3-star athlete/quarterback Manu Sammy from Clovis, California, as well as 3-star guard Evan Dobbins from Seattle, Washington. Moving forward, those were the final ones of the guys who committed before National Signing Day. Our final recruiting class ended up coming out very nicely as we finished with 19 total players, led by a pair of 4-stars. 4-star offensive tackle Ryan Roche from Green Beret, California, 284th ranked player nationally. 4-star defensive tackle Steven Brents from Inglewood, California, ranked 407th nationally. Our 3 stars, middle linebacker transfer Pele Foau. Oh, that's definitely not it. I'm so sorry. 3-star wide receiver Matt Clancy, 3-star halfback Ben Sabry from Adelanto, California, 3-star athlete Manu Sammy from Clovis, 3-star offensive tackle Larry Folau from Honolulu, Hawaii, 3-star wide receiver Donnie Gizzy from Inglewood, California, 3-star defensive tackle Vi Bullocks from Phoenix, Arizona. I was about to say Phoenix, California. Oh my goodness, I need to stop recording these in a hot room in the middle of the day. 3-star halfback Thomas Wetzel from Brawley, California. 3-star left guard Evan Dobbins from Seattle, Washington. 3-star middle linebacker Anthony Menacall from Chino, California. 3-star quarterback Carlos Moses from San Marcos, California. 3-star fullback Leroy Randolph from Los Angeles, California. So 12 3-stars and then 5 1-star players. Kicker Chris Rush from Covina, California. Punter Kevin Arias from Corona, California. 1-star defensive tackle Malik Jasmine from Thousand Oaks, California. Offensive tackle Mateo Camarillo from San Jose. And free safety Ben Pinero from South Lake Tahoe, California. So once again, 19 total guys, 14 of them in-state. It was the 5th best class in our conference behind SMU, Stanford, Boise, and UCSB, respectively. The 65th best class in the nation, so I believe the bottom 3 of the top half of the best classes. Moving on to our training results or position changes. Ty Hardy, I'm moving from wide receiver to halfback to simulate slot back development. I know that's one of the things people have complained about, kind of is like cheating in this game, is the bump guys get when you move them between wide receiver and halfback. If I'm understanding it correctly, what people are really doing is every single season, they're changing running backs' positions to receiver, having them go through receiver development, and then changing them back to receiver after the development phase, which I am only doing one time. So like with Thomas Wetzel, for example, we're going to bring him in. He's a halfback. We're going to start him at receiver, redshirt him a year, have him go through that first offseason of development as a receiver, then move him to halfback, and we're just going to leave him at halfback. So same with Ty Hardy. I'm not moving him back and forth throughout. If I have a misunderstanding of that, and we just start ending up with a bunch of 99 overall receiving running backs, I will go in and edit it myself. I promise. I'm not doing this to try to break the game and glitch our way into having great players. I'm doing this to try to simulate the development of a position that we are utilizing that the game doesn't really kind of let you do, essentially. Because you can bring in receiving backs, but they don't quite totally fit what we want to do. And then you can also kind of bring in slot running backs and they don't totally fit what we want to do. So it's just nice to give them like one season where they develop at the other position. Again, if it gets absurd, we have a bunch of super highly rated dudes because we're doing that. Again, to my understanding, it's because people are doing it literally every single season. So they just keep getting better and better to the point where it's just like you have an insane receiver playing running back. I'm literally just trying to make running backs who are actually solid pass catchers or pass catchers who are comfortable with the ball in their hands. So promise, not trying to take advantage, just trying to actually simulate the development without having to completely go in and edit players myself. So in recruiting this next season, we are going to have a quantity focus, much improved resources on our end. We're going to go after 5 high-level guys to start, including 1 5-star free safety, Bronell Griffin. All but the top 2 guys in our class have us as an original top interest in their top 10 or 8 or whatever stage they're at. Our top priorities for the season are going to be defensive tackle and safety, hence the top 2 guys on our board being those positions, as well as that being the highest number quantity for a position we have is those 2 spots. Looking at the UCSB roster going into next season, didn't change much on offense, edited their left tackle Marquise Harvey a little bit. They have a great young core of players with a very good senior quarterback in Deshaun Wheeler, as well as an 80 overall freshman waiting in Chester Pollard, who has elite development. And it's not like this offense is bad. They have an 88 overall receiver, an 85 overall receiver. I edited their 3rd and 4th receivers to be closer to 80 overall. Again, made Harvey more of a true NFL caliber left tackle, high 80s, low 90s. The tight end, I did not edit the overall of at all. He's an 81 overall, Arnelius Cunningham. But he has like 91 speed, which is the fastest tight end in the country. From all the ones I've checked so far, it has not been everyone. Some guys match him in the acceleration department, but no guys at tight end match that combination. So decided to leave that alone and just see what happens. And also, the past couple of years, I made them a really good offensive team with some really good players on defense, but not a deep defense. And this year, kind of going the other way around, but still giving them the pieces on offense to be successful and making sure they're good in the places on offense that they would need to be successful. So interested to see if this team will actually be easier or more difficult for us to play, and then also, is it better built to go further in the playoffs and maybe match up with the Georgias and Ohio State, the two teams who have knocked them out in the past 2 seasons. So a little bit of experimentation with them as well to kind of see what teams typically match up best with these power conference teams, because they haven't necessarily, if I'm remembering right, they have not necessarily been blown out in either of their playoff games, but they have lost both of them, and it's been by multiple scores. So it's enough to say maybe there needs to be a slightly altered focus in the roster building department. And if you were to ask me going in, I would have said that's the case. So far, our hypothesis of what's going on, at least with how we're managing the UCSB team, is working out really well. But looking at our roster after the development phase, the offensive line continues to get very, very good. 83, 83, 81, 86, and 75 going across. We'll see if we start Ryan Roche. My plan is to do that because of his high-level strength and power blocking skills, and that's going to serve well in our scheme. But he may get moved out at some point if he struggles, and just that'll be the position we keep the closest eye on throughout the year. Our linebackers are getting better, and it is a deeper crop, still not any like super elite linebackers. That's kind of the position I want to see us have like a really high-end, top-end player. I think that would really make our defense go, but much better high-end traits at that linebacker position, and a lot more guys there that we can play in multiple situations. Better and deeper at the receiver position, Javon Moore at a 78, and Milu Westerman, who took a huge step forward after redshirting last year, to a 77. The 2 highest rated receivers we've ever had in this dynasty. Again, just year 3, still not an elite group, but a much better group, and we've certainly made do with what we've had so far, and so a good chance to continue doing that. Our cornerbacks maintained their overalls for the most part. I think literally our top 3 overalls are the same as the top 3 overalls last year. Our tight end room is 4 deep, with Maverick Bentley leading the way, moving up to an 81 overall. And then our safeties, huge improvement in both the starters and the depth. Kai Riggins to an 84, LeBourne at a 78, and Malik Moon likely going to start at the free safety spot with a 77. But the big question is going to be who starts at quarterback. We got John Hill, a redshirt freshman, at 72 overall. Bryce Frost, a redshirt sophomore, a 68. And Manu Sammy, a freshman, a 66 overall. Carlos Moses, a freshman, a 65. And Deontay Neal, a redshirt sophomore, a 64. So in this, I feel like quarterback is the position that you should be able to kind of play beyond your rating the most, and that's an advantage you should enjoy as opposed to the CPU. I could get deeper into that, but again, want to keep it on the main points. But anyway, going to be open to all 5 of those guys. I think I will do a little quarterback position battle video that will be in like a side playlist if people are interested in seeing that. But looking at the new conference divisions going into this next season, I did switch the Conference USA and ACC, so I will remember that. But when I did that, it also seemed to fix the problem. So I'm going to try to run with it as is after the switch for a couple seasons, and then maybe we will try switching them back and see if they work. But super cool that all of them will be functioning the way they should, and we'll hopefully have legitimate playoff seeding next year. The first year, I don't think it ended up being an issue, but this past season, it certainly was. The other change, no divisions in the SEC and Big Ten, so I also added a conference game, so it would be less likely teams would tie, because the tiebreaker systems, especially when it starts getting to like more than 2 teams, it ends up just being alphabetical order, which is absolutely ridiculous, and one of the main reasons I kind of wanted to shy away from grouping together just 18 teams, and felt like it was better to do divisions and change them up year by year. So if it ends up being a huge issue, which I don't anticipate, but it could, I will go back to doing the divisions, but because I just couldn't quite get all the teams grouped together and playing who I wanted them to year in and year out, I felt like I would let the game handle that, since they actually seem to do a pretty good job of making sure rivals are kind of playing each other on a year in and year out basis. So 9 conference games, no divisions in the SEC and Big Ten. They will also go back to neutral site conference championship games. In the American, though, in Division 1, it is Liberty, Charlotte, Miami, Ohio, Cincinnati, Minnesota, Western Kentucky, Western Michigan, and East Carolina. Miami, Ohio, and Western Michigan being the promoted teams. In Division 2, Vandy, Rutgers, Northwestern, Navy, Illinois, Temple, Army, and Memphis. In the Big 12, Division 1, Arkansas State, who is promoted, Oklahoma State, Iowa State, Tulane, Louisiana Lafayette, who is the other promoted team in their 3rd season in the conference, Texas San Antonio, UCF, and USF. In the 2nd Division, Baylor, Texas Tech, TCU, ASU, Arizona, UAB, South Alabama, Houston. And in the ACC, or Conference USA. It's supposed to be the ACC, but it'll say Conference USA on the screen. James Madison, who re-earned promotion. Appalachian State, who is promoted. Boston College, West Virginia, Kentucky, Louisville, Pittsburgh, and Syracuse. In the 2nd Division, Duke, Maryland, Virginia, NC State, North Carolina, UConn, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. In the Pac-12, it is the UCSB Gauchos, us, SMU, San Diego State, Boise State, BYU, Colorado State, and Utah State in the 1st Division, while the 2nd Division is the promoted North Texas Mean Green, the reigning conference champions, the Washington State Cougars, the Oregon State Beavers, Stanford, Nevada, Cal, the other promoted team, Texas State, as well as UNLV. And last but not least, before we go in the offseason here, going to go over our schedule going into next season. So we are going to open the year at home against Louisiana Lafayette, a team playing up in the Big 12 like we've mentioned. Then in week 2, we are going to go on the road to take on the preseason number 1 team, the Oregon Ducks. Biggest and best team we have played so far in the Dynasty, so that'll be fun. We're also going to go to Florida in week 4, who's a team who ratings-wise is probably pretty close to Oregon, but isn't as highly ranked. So we're going to go see them week 4. We're going to sandwich Rice in week 3 at home between the Oregon and Florida games. They're the Mountain West Conference runner-up. I kind of want to make a tradition of either playing the Mountain West runner-up or the team from the Pac-12 or the team that was playing up in the Pac-12 the previous season who just got relegated, since that would be Wyoming, and we played them last year. Felt like it made more sense to get Rice on the schedule, but feel like if you're going in this system, you would want to see some kind of interconference games between the partnered conferences, so us and the Mountain West. So gonna try to do that every year, get one team at least from the Mountain West in the non-conference, and then we go into our non-conference. After that, we go for 7 straight conference games, and we end the year on the road at SMU and at UCSB. So we will get our biggest rival in rivalry week to end the year. So if we both take care of our business, that could be a division championship rivalry showdown, which is one of my favorite types of games to watch in college football. But thanks for joining us in the off-season video. Very excited to get back to the field with this new group of players and this new team headed into year 3, and very thankful for you guys along with me on the journey. It means so much to me. Thank you, everyone, and take care.